about it right now, everything's okay. No matter where you find yourself, no matter what kind of stuff is going on in your life, underneath it all, everything's actually all right. You're okay. You have more power than you might be giving yourself credit for. If you have something that's going on in your life right now that's challenging, painful, it's just a reminder to take a little bit better care of yourself. You're worth it. You can have this feeling anytime you choose.
What are these dead panels here? These things?
Yeah.
I did bring a flashlight, that's why we have this stuff.
Yeah, it's got dead panels right there.
I think that's in here. What's that for?
It's for like your coins. Hey, you took it out. Where's it made?
What I was looking for. It's got a light in there.
Does it? Oh, man.
I'm gonna grab my cash.
Okay. Send it over. I almost tripped on this. Come on. It's so dark in here, jeez.
Yeah, I want you to unlock the car.
Oh, that was close. Okay. You liking it, Dad?
I want to get my jacket.
Alright, so we're at the car. We're on the ferry right now, on the way back, just coming up to Vancouver Port right now. And going from there, it's pretty nice out. Right now we're pretty close to the port. But right now the car's burning. There's an oil leak, right? I think we think it's above the coil pack. And it's leaking right down on the header, making a bunch of smoke. The only attention we've had from this car is people coming up saying, hey, your car's smoking a lot. Bunch of white smoke. Well, it's just a bunch of little oil drops dripping on the header. So there's been like 2 good comments, people saying nice car so far, and it's only been like a couple hours. But yeah, right now it's just it's fucking header. Oil's leaking on, people are commenting on it, so it's kind of shitty, but whatever. Continue on. Alrighty. Just hang back to the car now. Gotta go there, so let's go to the car there to load. We're almost at the port, so gotta go now. And we'll go from there. We're gonna stop at Canadian Tire so we can pick up oil if it's oil that keeps leaking. Actually left a little puddle right now so far. So we gotta do that and pick up some wipers. The wipers are shot on this thing, so go from there too. Next stop. Pull down. Oh yeah, so the oil is leaking straight down here. What's going on, guys? So right now we're in Kamloops. We're driving back. We spent the night in Abbotsford Saturday night there. After the smoke, I just relayed you guys on. We had no idea what it was, oil. So I do have an uncle and auntie out in Abbotsford, and we were coming up to it, and we decided to stop there. So we ended up stopping there because my uncle is a mechanic by trade, so we decided to get it checked out by him. And he's looking at it, and he's like, I can't let you guys go. We're like, why not? So he's like, you guys are leaking. We found it wasn't above the coil pack. It was actually even higher. We even thought it was the oil center unit. Well, it's right down there. You guys probably can't see it. Is in there. But right above that is the power steering lines. Right. These two right there. So they were leaking power steering fluid down that went down the side of the block onto the headers, creating all that white smoke. That explains it, why there was no blue smoke if it was oil. So leaking on the header, that's where all the smoke goes whenever we come to stop. So we found out what that was. And so yeah, the problem with that is we couldn't lit the car on fire. That's a huge fire warning. Like that, yeah, that's bad. It's very lightable having fucking power steering fluid going down the headers. That was pretty sketchy, but we got it fixed thanks to my Uncle Leo there in Abbotsford. He was able to figure it out. There's little O-rings there in the clamps there that for the lines. So the reason, like, I was losing power steering, I couldn't really notice it, but it got really heavy over time went on before we arrived there. So checking it out, and yeah, I was like, that makes sense now because we're losing all that power steering fluid. It also goes to the clutch, but it's a hydraulic fluid as well, so I wasn't losing clutch. That's the other line, but I was losing power steering. So that was going on there. We got some fluid, $75 for 2 cans of CHF 11. That was the fluid for it, some hydraulic fluid. It's not your average power steering fluid, that's for sure. So we topped it up. My Uncle Leo figured out the line. It wasn't the O-ring inside it. We're guessing when they were servicing this car, they fucked it up by not putting it on right, put it on too soon. One of the connectors inside it, this doesn't make sense, was sideways, probably wasn't flush to it, so it wasn't mounted properly, so that's why it was leaking. So he put it back on to where it's here, doesn't seem to move now, so yeah, it's not leaking. We're in Kamloops. We drove from Abbotsford about 2.5 hours. We're all good. She's all dry. No smoke. So thank God it's not a fucking seal or something, because that could have gone really expensive. And he was able to fix it. So that was that. So that's where the car is now. I haven't really given much updates because we're trying to keep an eye on it, or I'm busy or watching it and trying to fix it and things like that. So we were there he did it for an hour. We woke up this morning, went for breakfast. Then he worked on it at 12, and we got on the road in like an hour later. So here we are in Kamloops, and we're going. And that's it. So I thought I'd give you guys an update. The car's running well, feels so good, and yeah, that's it. So far, I'll keep you updated. Well, hello there. So I realized I didn't really make a ending to this video. So as you can see, I am now wearing a sweater, a windbreaker, and there's a bit of snow on the ground now, as you can see around me. So to finish that, it's I got the car back on June 9th was the day, or sorry, June 10th. June 9th, the day of the 70th anniversary for Porsche, ironically. So it was that date that I had got the car, and then as I showed you, the journey home. So when I stopped filming, that was about, I think just entering Alberta, that was around Banff. I think we were in Banff, it was dark. I'm like, okay, well, can't really film much while we're, you can't film much when it's dark. So it's like, fuck, what am I supposed to do? So I just kind of forgot about it, and then went on with another problem with this car, of course, never ends. And then that distracted me, and then I got back in Manitoba where I live, and it's just straight nothing. So there wasn't much to film, so I just kind of left it, honestly. So yeah, so here I am now. It's now November 6th right now, so it's basically winter. This car is put away now since yesterday. I just still have to do an oil change on it just before I put it away, and I gotta put a tarp on the ground and put some bounce sheets in case of mice or rodents, whatever. Do that, and I need a clear car cover, sheet of plastic like what body shops use, just for this year, just because I had some fresh paint on one side due to a tire malfunction. Will be in a video to come. So yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all I need to do there. But yeah, I didn't really put an ending to this video. My bad. You can see my breath now. Other than before, but yeah, like on the way back, okay, when we got the car, my car had test pipes on it, and the test pipes were, when I saw them at the airport, when Dane, hello Dane if you're watching this, showed up, they were fucking rotted. They were really gone. So I was like, oh, I don't know how these longs are gonna last, because everything else is shiny, like Porsche OEM, everything's good and mint, and this is the one thing on the car that's rusty. I'm like, so we hit Calgary, and this is where I let my dad take over after I think a bit, and it was just, I'm like, is it louder? I can't really tell. So like we're driving, I'm like, okay, and my dad's driving, but he's getting on a little more than me, obviously, like, you know, why wouldn't he? Like I babied it for, like, okay, the clips that I filmed, and rewind a bit, the clips I filmed is when he started driving, so that's when were we past? Coming up to, either way, I drove the first 7 hours I got the car, so all the way through Kamloops and all the way through, and by the time I think we hit Alberta, that's where I let my dad swap over, and then I was filming all his other clips when we were going through Banff there, as you just saw. So by that point, I'm like, okay, it sounds a little louder. I can't really tell because I wasn't getting on it over 3K. I was just kind of babying it to make sure it gets home after what I just told you happened with the hydraulic fluid there leaking on the exhaust. So I just want to take it easy, you know, because I don't know this car. So I'm like, okay, it's getting louder, and by the time we hit Mist and Hat, I'm like, okay, this thing's louder, what the hell is this? So I look underneath it, and I'm like, oh, there's a crack. Okay, there's little clamps that go over the test pipes to mount to the rest of the exhaust to go from, I think it's from the muffler. Yeah, so going from cap to muffler. And from those clamps there, I mean, it's from header, it doesn't matter. Either way, on both sides they're doing it. And it cracked from where it was clamped onto the Porsche OEM piping. So the crack was about this big. If it focuses on my hand, it was about that big. And by the time we got home, it got louder again. It sounded great. The car sounded fucking great. Louder it got. It was whatever. It was fine, you know? Like, I don't think Porsches can sound racy. Until the crack went from here to here. It went to this big by the time I pulled in my fucking driveway in Winnipeg, Manitoba. So then it sounded rice. Then it was like starting to get raspy because it was straight at where one of the cracks, or the bad one, was coming basically straight from the headers out. So basically nothing there between that point. So it was loud, it was a little raspy. I didn't know Porsche could sound like that. So yeah, there it sounded rice. Before it didn't, it was okay. And then I since got the car safety and fixed the exhaust leak there. And then I later throughout the summer got 2 new cats, Walker cats. Don't rag on me too hard for those. Put Walker cats in, okay? They're not super sport high flow, but I just wanted the car to not have a check engine light anymore. So now it doesn't. The car's like brand new Porsche. And the car sounds the same as it did when it had test pipes. It was kind of weird. And it pulls the same way. If anything, it performs better. Like, torque is the same, power feels the same. Nothing changed. Nothing absolutely changed after I got rid of those test pipes. So really, it's been good. Although when I do rip on the car, the cats definitely do stink a bit. So I don't know about that, but I got warranty, so it's okay. Either way, I thought I'd just film a quick ending there. Don't mean to ramble too much, but again, it's fucking November, and that was the last clip was filmed on June 10th, so or 11th. And yeah, I haven't filmed anything. So here I am in the garage I rent, 6 doors down the lane from my house, and yeah, I just gotta get this thing put away soon. Otherwise, stay tuned for more videos there. Subscribe for more there. Hit that like button. And yeah, that's pretty much it. In case you are asking, I did pay for this car myself. As much as I get, oh, it's your parents' car. I'm like, no, it's not. I work at Speedworld Indoor Kart Track. If you're in Winnipeg, Manitoba, make sure you stop there. I worked there for about 3.5 years. A lot of time, a lot of weekends, had no life really just to get this thing. Like, definitely worth it. It was all about the hustle for it, but actually I want a Skyline for it. That's another video. So yeah, got this car, and that's the way it went. 3.5 years of hard work. Now I'm working 2 jobs, trying to fucking afford this thing, and still got a little bit of debt. I had just enough for the car. Okay, I had just enough for the car, but not enough for the plane tickets and all that other stuff to get the car safety. Our safety, I guess MOTs for you some people. Safety in Manitoba where I live. So I had a bunch of debt to my dad there. I paid off about 3K of that. And now I'm at like 4 to 3. So almost done. Car's almost paid off. I mean, that car itself was mine. But yeah, that's it. So otherwise, like I said, guys, have a good evening. See you guys later. Thanks for watching.